Texas.
You know what the best things in Texas are?
Blue bonnets,
Armadillos,
good folks.
game chickens, and four country.
Phillips. This is Four Country. We're live right here at the 1981 State Fair of Texas. You know, the fair is made up of so many different kinds of people doing so many different kinds of things that we just couldn't cover it all, so we thought we'd come out tonight and see what we can find. You find all kinds of people out here. Sir, we're trying to do a live show. Just a minute, we don't know who the... this is a live show, sir. We're on the air right now, and you're in our shot.
I've never been on Texas television, and I want to get on television.
Who are you?
I'm Vic Hyde. I got a big show over here with about 30 musical instruments, and I play 2, 3, 4 trumpets at once.
At once?
At once.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, you never know what kind of people you're going to run into.
I eat bananas sideways, you know. You want to see one?
Just a minute. Let's take a look at this. Yeah.
How about that, huh?
That's really great. You do anything else?
Oh, yeah, I got one over here. Give me that one.
Like I said, you never know what you're going to run into here at the fair.
I got a lot
We've got a rubber hose.
I got a lot of horns I made myself. Here's one out of a piece of rubber hose. You put a funnel in it and you buzz your lip.
And I guess it plays. Okay.
Sure it plays. Here, at the ball game. One more time.
What a crowd. Like I said, you never know what you're going to run into, but there are other things, including chickens, believe it or not. We'll find out more about chickens when Four Country continues in just a moment.
Sorry. You're on your own, kid. Come over and see me.
Thanks, Vic. Started as a way for all the farmers in Texas to show off their livestock. Mama got into the act with her favorite recipes, and things just snowballed from there. And now the State Fair of Texas is the largest fair anywhere. But folks here haven't forgotten their roots. That means chickens to some. It all starts out with a walk to the chicken yard about a week before the fair. Cecil Moore takes a gander at his 150 or so chickens and looks for the ones with that certain something that blue ribbons are made for.
If you want a winner, you got to have them in top condition. I know the birds, you know, from being around them all the time. So I'm going to pick up the ones that I think is going to be the best type or shape for the breed. And I'm going to pick those up and wash them for the show.
Wait a minute, did he say wash? Did you say wash as in bathe, as in soap and water, and be sure to scrub behind your ears? Bathe a chicken?
A clean bird is an eye catcher. I mean, you saw some of those with dirt and water on them and stuff, and it's soil. If you have a white bird, it's got dirt all over it. It's not going to show very good. You got a clean bird, clean feet, the head part's clean and everything, shined in. The judge comes by, he looks at that bird, she just catches the eye, you know.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath, long about a Saturday night. Yeah, rubbed up, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was all right.
And this isn't just a bath like you're used to giving your dog in the front yard. It's more like washing fine linen. First to dip and scrub in sudsy water using 2 kinds of soap, carefully strained, of course. Heaven forbid lumps or clumps of soap fouling the wash water. Then a rinse, and another rinse, and a final rinse. This one treated with Mom's favorite bleach.
This is a liquid bluing for whitener for clothes. It's an old-fashioned bluing that my mother used 30 or 40 years ago for all her white clothes, and I use the same process in washing the white birds.
But we're not finished yet. No chicken ever clawed its way to the top with dirty feet.
Splish splash, I forgot about the bath. I went and put my dancing shoes on, yeah, I was...
So they're brushed and polished up with olive oil. And while most chickens are allowed to just drip dry, these get the blow dry treatment to fluff the feathers and otherwise pamper the poultry. Then after such royal handling, it's back in the box for a trip to the fair and a debut before the judges.
A good point is a chicken, we'll say, that has good type. The type is just like you see a nice-looking girl go down the street, and she has a pretty type, pretty form and everything. That's what you're looking at in a chicken. And this is a coming-out party for chicken. A show is just the same as a coming-out party for a young lady would be at a junior or senior prom or something like that. They're supposed to be dressed up and looking at their best.
Every year at the fair, thousands of chickens compete for best in their class and for the big prize, grand champion of all the chickens. Jealousy among competitors runs high. This beauty contest ain't chicken feed, folks, and everyone is trying to find that special something that might give their bird the edge.
We take baby powder and we sprinkle it all down in under their feathers the day before they come, and put it way down in, you know, down at their skin, not just on top of the feathers, but way down in there, you know, and then they shake, and then they prune.
How do they do that again? How do they do that again?
They shake.
I'll give them along the sideline out of the grain, sweet milk and bread crumbled up in this sweet milk once a day.
Gets his scissors and goes out in the yard and cuts a handful of grass and cuts it up in tiny little bite pieces and puts over in there those roosters' pens.
I generally feed about 10 days before the show. I feed a donut, and there's just enough of grease and stuff in there to bring out the sheen.
There's something about a chicken that he loves. I don't know what it is.
It's baby oil, and we polish, it sort of polishes them up. It makes their combs real shiny and bright, and then we put nail polish on their toes and on their spurs, and it makes them shiny, and it just makes them look pretty.
And I've got one here that I think I'm going to win the grand champion of the show with. She's in perfect shape.
Yes, these are big-time Major League chickens, groomed, pampered, and polished right down to their little eyelashes. I mean, if your name was as impressive as non-bearded white silky and white-crested black Polish and black-breasted red Old English, you wouldn't be caught with a run in your ruffles either.
Everything counts in points from his bill to his toenails. So you see, you have a wide area there to cover. Breeding fine poultry is just like anything else. It's an art. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of work, and a lot of money to do it.
And it takes a cool disposition, because after you've done everything you can conceivably do to give a chicken sex appeal and charisma, ultimately it's out of your hands. While you nervously stand in the background, it's up to the chicken to strut its stuff for the judge.
If you win a big trophy, you got the grand champion bird. It seems to be worth it.
And standing here with me now are the folks who won those ribbons you just saw. Cecil, who do you have here with you?
I have my daughter Melinda and my son Cecil Jeffrey.
And tell me, what kind of chickens do you have here with you?
This is a Barred Rock Bantam.
This is a White Orpington.
And this one right here looks like it's probably a grand champion, is that right?
That's right.
What do you have here?
She's a Black Orpington pullet, and she won grand champion out of 350 birds.
How long have you been raising chickens?
All my life.
How long you think you'll do it?
All my life.
What do you like about it?
Well, you get a lot of people talk to you and get to know a lot of people. And chickens are just a lot of fun to have around.
Hold this one up and let everybody have a look at the grand champion here if we can. Bird, do you have anything to say? Probably not. There are other things that are important to people here at the fair besides chickens, believe it or not. We'll have more on that when Fore Country continues in just a moment. There are lots of reasons people come to the State Fair of Texas, and we pulled some people out of the crowd here, some people who look fairly dry out here in the rain. What is it that you come to the fair for?
Oh, it's fun. It's exciting. The people, the rides, the exhibits. I'm having a good time.
You have a favorite part of the fair?
I like the women's exhibits.
What do you come to the fair?
Oh, the festive atmosphere. It's just great.
How long have you been coming to this fair?
Past 10 years.
Are you a native Texan?
Yes, you bet.
Why do you come to this fair?
I brought my little boy. I brought him to the fair. I've been coming for 20 years.
Now, if you didn't have the little boy...
I'd still be coming. I'd still be here.
You're just using that as an excuse, I take it.
Well, excuse or whatever.
Why do you come to the fair? You know, I thought you'd say that. I had a feeling about that. Why do you come to this fair?
I came to see Big Tex.
You came to see Big Tex?
Yeah, he's my friend.
Big Tex, I tell you what, let me tell you the real story about Big Tex. Come over here, let me tell you. Big Tex, he's been the symbol of the state fair ever since he was brought here from the tiny town of Kerens, Texas, where he first served as a Santa Claus at the end of the main street there. Now he just stands there saying basically the same thing year after year. Oh, they try to make him seem real, all right, but the truth is, Big Tex is just a big dummy. You want to know the truth about Big Tex? Come on, I'll show you.
I'm Big Tex, and welcome to the State Fair.
Tex is, excuse me, pay no attention to me. I'm really not important here. We really shouldn't be here. Why don't we come on outside?
His name is Bob Sonamaker, and even though he likes to be modestly anonymous, he's the hearty, booming voice behind Big Tex. You'd never see him at work because he hides himself away in a little hut behind the stage directly across from Big Tex. You may never see him, but you can surely hear him.
Howdy, folks.
From just about any location.
I'm Big Tex.
In the fairgrounds. So, you're Big Tex?
No, I'm Bob. I do a little talking for him and operate the controls, but that's Big Tex.
Hey, that's okay. You can tell us, but what's it like being the voice of Big Tex?
Well, Big Tex can speak for himself, but for me, it's Big Tex represents the state fair and is the symbol of the state fair and greets 3 million people each year, and it's just a great thrill to help him out. It's sort of like being Santa's helper or something.
Hey, you make it sound like that big statue out there is for real.
He is real. If you can believe in a Santa Claus, you can believe in Big Tex. I mean, he's smart enough to be invited back for 27 years. He's good enough to be the symbol of the great state fair of Texas. He's no dummy.
Hey, you're telling me that big cowboy out there can think and talk for himself without any help from you?
That's right.
Okay, Bob, let's back up a minute. Remember how Big Tex got out here? It was about 2 weeks ago. Big Tex was in so many pieces it took a crane to pull them all together. He didn't even have a head until the last minute, and a crewman had to ride with that just to make sure it was put on straight. And I wasn't the only one who saw it, Bob. A lot of people came out to see how such a huge mannequin is put together. Face it, Bob, it takes men and machinery to make Big Tex what he is. He's just a big, grinning cowboy puppet. And there he is, put together like an erector set, and there you are, pulling the switches and being the voice of Big Tex. Come on, Bob, you can tell us. Isn't that the way it is?
Okay, Bob. The real reason I'm here is for people like you that need some logical, mechanical explanation for everything. But Big Tex doesn't need me. Come on, I'll prove it to you. Howdy, Tex. I've got a joke for you. What did the bear say to the clown at the circus? You're right. Nothing. Everybody knows bears can't talk. You'd already heard it. You pick up a lot of jokes here on the Midway. You coming?
No, I think I better go do the rest of the show.
Okay. See you later, Tex.
See ya, Bob.
Nah. Folks, standing here live and in person, which if you consider the alternative is always the best thing, Bob Sonamaker, the voice of Big Tex. Bob, thanks for coming by. It must be kind of a kick to be the voice of a legend like Big Tex.
Oh, it really is. It's the biggest thrill I've ever had. It's something I never thought I'd ever get to do.
How long do you think that you'll continue to be Big Tex's voice?
Well, I don't know. If I can do it as long as the last guy did, it'll be over 20 years.
What do you enjoy about it?
just sitting back there and seeing the people smile, and it's the big greeting voice of the State Fair of Texas, and I want everyone to be welcome at the fair.
Have you run into other people besides yourself who believe the Big Tex is real somehow?
Oh, sure. Doesn't everyone?
You're still giving me that story about Big Tex being real.
Absolutely.
I guess I've got to believe the guy. Listen, I ran into something here at the fair the other day that kind of backs up Bob's story, that there are things that you think are not real that are real about the fair, and we'll tell you more about that when 4 Country continues right after we pay the bills. Thanks for coming by, Bob.
Thank you.
An umbrella from somebody in the